Well, that's two in a row. If only we had a passing attack. Okay, so two wins in a row. Now, two things have happened in a row. Two things simultaneously. I have not appeared live on the Green Bean channel for these games, and we won them both. What should we do going forward? Maybe it's good luck that I stay off of the Green Bean channel. Anyway, the Jets win. Number dos on the season, second win in the Aaron Glenn era, 27-20 over the Cleveland Browns, who looked pretty hapless. It was a rain game, it was a weather game. The Jets, of course, are going to have tons of weather games. They play in New Jersey, where the weather is horrible. Now, a lot of people, some people are saying, well, this knocks you down to fifth in the Tankathon rankings, and that's no bueno. We'll see about that. It's not, the season isn't over, but if you notice what I told you something this morning, I think the New Orleans Saints have their quarterback in Tyler Shuck. They won today as well, and Shuck played well. Just looking at the numbers in the box score, you got to always look at the film, of course, but it seems like he's doing what I think he can do, which means they're not going to be in needing a quarterback. So if you look at Tankathon, for example, before we get into the game, Tennessee, New Orleans, the Giants, and Cleveland. Well, if it were to stay that way, and then we're next. Well, Tennessee doesn't need a quarterback. New Orleans is not going to need a quarterback based on my words. Tyler Shuck's the guy. And the Giants don't need a quarterback. They're sticking with Jackson Dart, even though he left the game again today, this time with a concussion. And then you have Cleveland, and they need a quarterback. So, if we would just need to trade with Cleveland and move one spot up, depending on, who they liked, who they didn't like, who do we like. But if you think about it, if it were to stay that way, let's say Simpson and Mendoza come out, and those are the two we like, and we don't like any of the other crew of people coming out. Well, as long as we like them pretty much evenly, whatever Cleveland does, we just take the other one. Easy. So we got plenty of ammunition for trades, and we're in a pretty good spot. Now, there's a bunch of teams with 2 wins, some teams with 3 wins, some teams have started to win. Miami won today, so we'll see how it goes. As far as the game goes, this is pretty much as expected. I mean, our passing offense is just so terrible that it's unbelievable. We were able to run the ball pretty good. Breece Hall, 21 for 83, 4-yard average is not great, but 83 yards is 83 yards. 127 total. There were some ugly ones in there. The defense played well. Dillon Gabriel is probably not the long-term answer for the Browns, but he did make some nice plays. The Quinshon Judkins made some nice plays for them. Justin Fields wound up 6 out of 11, 54 yards, and that's a game we won. Our quarterback went 6 out of 11 for 54 yards, and 42 were on a screen pass that Breece Hall took to the house. Unbelievable. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 3 sacks, quarterback rating of 60, very low. By comparison, Dillon Gabriel, who went 17 out of 32, 167, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And you can see what he is, right? He's a perfect backup. He's not going to make mistakes. Sure, he's going to get sacked. We sacked him 6 times if your offensive line is as bad as theirs is. So he's not going to raise the level of the team, but backups rarely do. He's a guy who's not going to make too many mistakes, but if you give him time, he can make some nice throws and he can manage the game. That's what he is. That's a nice little QB2, I think, which is why they're probably taking a quarterback. They need a QB1. Got to see what happens with old Deshaun Watson. He's lurking. What about Deshaun Watson lurking for Cleveland? That'll be interesting. But anyway, so Breece Hall, 83 more yards onto the resume, plus 42 receiving and a tutty. Jerry Jeudy, 6 catches for 78 yards. Harold Fannin looks like a nice rookie, 4 catches, 44 yards. Our rookie tight end only had 1 catch for 4 yards. Not like we threw to him too much. John Mechie got in there, caught a pass for 3 yards. All right. A.D. Mitchell was Not active. I would think he'll be active. Well, maybe Thursday, but certainly the game after that. We got a short week coming up. But of course, the main story on the defense is the Sakalakalakis. We got four of them from Will McDonald. Finally woke up and did something. He's got 6 sacks now, and all of them came in 2 games. He got 2 the first week, I believe it was, and then 4 today. And the rest of the time, 0. But we were moving him around. I kind of like what Wilkes is doing. I mean, you could see some of the things he's doing. One of the things you notice on defense, Jarvis Brown-Lee, you can see why now Tennessee got rid of him, right? He's a hold merchant. He is, and one was ticky tack that probably should have been called, but some of them are obvious, and you got to just stop that. And that's what their coaching staff basically said about Brown-Lee. Everything else is good about him, but he just holds people too much. So got to see about that. Now, of course, the other story of the game is the special teams. Kene Nwangu, we got to sign that guy for next year because is there a better kick returner? He might be one of the best kick returners of all time. He had another touchdown today. I think he might have 6 or 7 in his career. He might be one of the best kick returners of all time in the history of the NFL. If you think about just the touchdowns. So we got to sign him up. And then Isaiah Williams continues to play well as well. We returned a punt for a touchdown. First time in NFL history, a kick and a punt return in the same game. So I say sign Isaiah Williams, sign Kene Nwangu. We need these guys in the roster next year. Isaiah Williams is perfect for that wide receiver 4 spot. He continues to play well on both kick and punt returns. It's perfect. Just don't overthink it. Get him for a small cost. And that's really it. They were able to run the ball a little bit on us. To be honest, Quinshon Judkins, 22 carries for 75 yards at 3.4 average. Not great. 4.4 is an average. They did do a couple of end arounds to Malachi Corley for 32 yards, 16 yards a pop. Yeah, that's a good use of Malachi. We couldn't figure out how to do that, I guess. And then Dylan Gabriel was okay. But, the bigger story continues to be what is this team? And I think, it's probably going to be Justin on Thursday. But then after the mini bye, it's probably going to be Tyrod. Because the one thing that's holding the team back is the passing. And Garrett probably out for Thursday, let's be honest. He was nicked up in this game and probably just sit him. It's a short week. Take your time, be out for Thursday, then come back after the mini-bye. And by that time, A.D. Mitchell's going to be playing, and we got Mechie, and we got Arian Smith. Arian Smith had 1 carry for 13 yards, and again, they couldn't even throw him the ball. He had no targets in the game whatsoever. I don't know why they can't target that kid. He gets open all the time. They can't target him. They even some of the announcers said, this guy's getting open. There was one replay, and the announcers were like, isn't he open? Why don't they just throw it to him? And it's like, yeah. But with Mechie and Mitchie and Arian and Garrett coming back with full health, and then Breece Hall out of the backfield and Mason Taylor with a functional quarterback, I'd like to see what this team could actually be. We scratched out a couple of wins. Not pretty. Not against great competition, but nonetheless, they scratched out a couple of wins here. Special teams, defense, sacks. We can't get an interception to save our lives, but it would be interesting to learn what this team could actually be with a functional quarterback. And the closest thing we have to that right now is Tyrod Taylor. So in case you're curious, so Justin Fields' stat line, 6 of 11, 54 yards, 4.9 average, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 3 sacks for 12 yards, and a passer rating of 60.4. That's terrible. You want it to be like 100. Dylan Gabriel's passer rating, for comparison, was 88.9. But of course, I have a tracking system for all passers. We do this for the college kids. We do it sometimes for the NFL people. We're doing it for all the Jet quarterbacks. And in my system, he gets an F-, in case you're curious. And we just grade the throws. We don't grade the running and the leadership and charisma and all the things, pocket presence. We just grade the throws. Once you grade the throws, then you're in the know. as we say. So members get that for free. So feel free to join the Inner Circle at membership level, $2 a month. You get all these resources and awesome stuff. Uh, we got a level for every budget. Why not learn about who's actually good, who actually stinks, and why. And so far, Fields no bueno. So I would think probably Fields gets the Patriots. We're probably losing that game no matter what. The Patriots won again today. Drake May is elite. And let me just check one thing. As we're going into the Patriot game, I wanted to check where the New England defense is this year, and the answer is not good. Okay. New England, according to DVOA, is 25th in the league. Now, we're 30th in the league. This is not going to include today. So New England is not exactly a hellacious defense yet. I mean, they will be, of course, in the next couple of years as Vrabel gets his people in there. But as of right now, DVOA has him 25th. This is before today's action. And Cleveland, for example, was 6th. And we didn't exactly light up Cleveland. We were able to run the ball a little bit, and we basically had one pass the whole day in the rain. But so we'll see how it goes. I mean, you could maybe say, oh, Tyrod should start against New England. Take advantage of the fact that you're not facing a hellacious defense right now to get Tyrod sort of going and then kind of take it from there. Maybe this offense could get on a roll. Maybe we could win some games. But nonetheless, it is encouraging that we get another win under our belt, that we're not just totally, completely awful. It'll be a nicer week on the brain dead channels like Talk Radio and other places full of brain dead commentary. Nonetheless, Jets win second in a row, first at home, second win in the era of Aaron Glenn. We do fall to currently fifth in the fifth in the Tankathon order, and we'll see where it goes from here. But that's the rapid reaction. I'll see you next time.